The foe has entered the firing range.
The enemy's close. Enemy artillery detected. Our squad is drawing near the enemy village. Enemy artillery detected.
Enemy gun neutralized.
The men have scattered in panic. The enemy's close. The foe's approaching. We've spotted the location of enemy troops. The enemy has broken our lines. We've captured the village.
The foe has entered the firing range.
Our squad is approaching the enemy village. Without question.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The foe's approaching. In a jiffy. Getting there. The enemy's close now.
We are out of ammunition.
We spotted the location of enemy troops. The village is under our control.
Enemy gun obliterated. Enemy gun destroyed. Enemy gun obliterated. Enemy gun destroyed. Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
We've obtained information about the enemy's location. The enemy's close. Scouts have detected the enemy.
The foe has entered the firing range.
The enemy is not far away. The enemy's close now. The enemy squad is panic-stricken.
We are under gunfire.
The enemy is not far away.
The enemy has been spotted near our village.
Enemy troops spotted. The foe's approaching. The enemy is not far away.
Enemy guns.
The foe's approaching.
We are being rushed by the enemy cavalry.
We've spotted the location of enemy troops. The enemy is not far away.
Start close fight.
The enemy has been spotted near our village.
The enemy's close now. The enemy is not far away.
The enemy draws near our village.
The enemy is not far away.
We are under gunfire!
Without question.
The foe has entered the firing range!
The enemy is not far away. The foe's approaching.
The enemy delivered a blow!
We've spotted the location of enemy troops.
Scouts have detected the enemy battery.
The foe's approaching.
We are under attack!
The enemy's close now. The foe's approaching.
The enemy has been spotted near our village.
We have cornered them. Enemy troops spotted.
Enemy gun spotted.
We've crushed the enemy squad.
The foe has entered the firing range!
The enemy's close now. Enemy troops spotted. The enemy scatters in terror. The village was captured by the enemy.
The enemy opened fire!
Scouts have detected the enemy battery.
Without question. We've spotted the location of enemy troops.
We are under enemy artillery fire!
The enemy squad is panic-stricken. The enemy's close now.
We are under attack!
As you say.
The enemy approaches our village.
The enemy has lost a squad.
Start close fight!
Enemy troops spotted. The enemy is scattered. Your order will be accomplished.
Artillery is firing on our troops!
Enemy troops spotted.
Run for your lives! Enemy gun destroyed.
Enemy troops spotted.
Artillery is firing on our troops.
We've crushed the enemy squad. Enemy troops spotted. The enemy is not far away. The enemy's close. The enemy has broken our lines.
We are repelling the enemy's cavalry attack.
The enemy is not far away. We're low on gunpowder.
The enemy has been spotted near our village. Enemy gun spotted.
The
Our soldiers have run away.
Enemy troops spotted. The men have scattered and panicked. The foe's approaching. Enemy troops spotted.
Our squad is approaching the enemy village.
The enemy has one squad less.
We are under enemy gunfire.
Enemy troops spotted.
Enemy gun spotted.
The enemy squad flees and panic. The foe's approaching.
Scouts have detected the enemy battery.
Enemy troops spotted.
Enemy gun neutralized.
The enemy is not far away. We've obtained information about the enemy's location.
Enemy gun neutralized.
We've spotted the location of enemy troops.
Enemy artillery detected. One single detachment is guarding the enemy village.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The enemy's close. The foe's approaching.
The foe has entered the firing range.
Our squad fell in battle. Enemy troops spotted.
We are being rushed by the enemy cavalry.
The enemy is not far away. We've spotted the location of enemy troops. The enemy is not far away.
We are being rushed by the enemy cavalry.
The enemy draws near our village. The enemy has been spotted near our village.
The enemy has lost a squad.
The enemy delivered a blow. Enemy is at rifles firing distance. Enemy gun destroyed.
The enemy approaches our village.
The foe has entered the firing range. We are under enemy cavalry attack. The foe has entered the firing range.
Our squad is approaching the enemy village.
The enemy is not far away. The enemy's close. The enemy is not far away. The foe's approaching.
Run for your lives! Enemy gun obliterated.
Enemy artillery detected.
The enemy's close.
We are under enemy gunfire.
The foe's approaching. Enemy troops spotted. The enemy's close now.
We are under enemy gunfire.
The order will be obeyed.
The foe has entered the firing range.
The enemy is not far away. The enemy squad is panic-stricken. The foe's approaching.
Scouts have detected the enemy battery.
The foe has entered the firing range.
The enemy is not far away.
Start close fight. Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The enemy squad is panic-stricken. The enemy is not far away. The enemy squad is panic-stricken. The enemy is not far away.
Approaching the enemy village.
We've obtained information about the enemy's location. The enemy's close.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The foe's approaching.
The foe has entered the firing range. Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The enemy is not far away.
The enemy delivered a blow.
The enemy is not far away. Enemy troops spotted.
We are under enemy gunfire.
We've spotted the location of enemy troops. The enemy is not far away. The enemy is not far away.
We are under enemy gunfire.
The enemy is not far away. The enemy has one squad less. The enemy is not far away. We have cornered them. We've spotted the location of enemy troops.
Enemy gun neutralized. Enemy gun destroyed.
The enemy's close.
Enemy gun obliterated.
The enemy's close. We have cornered them. We've obtained information about the enemy's location.
Enemy gun neutralized.
We've spotted the location of enemy troops. We've obtained information about the enemy's location. The enemy's close. The enemy is not far away. The enemy's close. The enemy is not far away.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
Enemy troops spotted. The enemy is not far away. The enemy's close. Hooray! The enemy is retreating.
The enemy opened fire.
New dwellings are needed. Enemy troops spotted. The enemy is not far away. We've spotted the location of enemy troops.
Our squad is approaching the enemy village.
We've obtained information about the enemy's location.
We are under attack.
The enemy is not far away.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
We've spotted the location of enemy troops. We've obtained information about the enemy's location. The enemy is not far away.
Artillery is firing on our troops.
We've obtained information about the enemy's location. The enemy is not far away.
Run for your lives!
The enemy's close.
We are under enemy gunfire.
The enemy is not far away.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The foe's approaching.
We are under artillery fire.
We've obtained information about the enemy's location. The enemy's close. Enemy troops spotted. The enemy squad is panic-stricken.
One single detachment is guarding the enemy village. Enemy gun spotted. The enemy draws near our village. One single detachment is guarding the enemy village.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The enemy's close. The enemy's close.
Run for your lives! Enemy gun destroyed. Enemy gun neutralized.
The enemy's close. The foe's approaching. They're running away.
The enemy draws near our village.
The foe has entered the firing range.
The last troop remaining in the enemy village.
Start close fight! The foe has entered the firing range.
The enemy is not far away. They're running like rats.
We are under attack!
We've captured them.
Enemy gun obliterated. Enemy gun neutralized.
The enemy approaches our village.
The enemy's close now. The foe's approaching.
Enemy gun destroyed. Enemy gun obliterated.
The enemy is not far away.
One last troop remains guarding the enemy village.
Start close fight!
The foe's approaching.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
One last troop remains guarding the enemy village.
The enemy is not far away.
Scouts have detected the enemy battery.
Our squad fell in battle.
Our gun is neutralized. We are under attack.
The enemy has captured the village. The enemy has broken our lines.
Start close fight. Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The enemy is not far away.
The foe has entered the firing range.
Scouts have detected the enemy battery.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The enemy is not far away. The enemy is close now. Our squad fell in battle.
We are under attack.
We've lost the village.
Enemy guns are wiping out our ranks.
The foe is approaching our village.
We've spotted the location of enemy troops. Hooray! The enemy is retreating. The enemy's close.
We are repelling the enemy's cavalry attack.
The enemy is scattered. We've obtained information about the enemy's location. They're running like rats. The enemy is not far away. We've spotted the location of enemy troops.
The foe has entered the firing range. The enemy opened fire.
The enemy is not far away. close.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance. Enemy gun neutralized.
The enemy has broken our lines.
We are under attack.
The enemy's close now. The enemy is not far away. The enemy's close. The enemy is scattered.
Artillery is firing on our troops. Enemy is at rifle firing distance. The foe has entered the firing range.
We are under artillery fire!
Enemy gun destroyed.
Our squads have captured the village.
Scouts have detected the enemy battery. Our village is guarded by only one troop.
We are being rushed by the enemy cavalry. The foe has entered the firing range.
The enemy draws near our village.
We've obtained information about the enemy's location.
Enemy guns are wiping out our ranks!
Enemy troops spotted. The foe's approaching.
Our squad is approaching the enemy village.
We've spotted the location of enemy troops. We've obtained information about the enemy's location. The foe's approaching. The enemy's close. The enemy is not far away.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The foe's approaching. The enemy's close. The enemy is not far away. Our squad fell in battle.
We are under enemy cavalry attack. Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The enemy is not far away.
The enemy opened fire. Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The enemy's close. The enemy is not far away.
Our squad is drawing near the enemy village.
The enemy is not far away. The enemy is scattered.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The enemy's close. The squad is panic-stricken.
Approaching the enemy village.
New dwellings are needed. The enemy has broken our lines.
We have retaken the gun.
We've spotted the location of enemy troops. The enemy is not far away. The enemy's close. The enemy is scattered. The enemy is not far away. The enemy is not far away. The enemy has one squad less.
We are under gunfire!
Turn back! Flee!
We've obtained information about the enemy's location.
Advancing against the enemy village.
The enemy's close now. The enemy has one squad less.
Our squad is drawing near the enemy village.
We've spotted the location of enemy troops. The enemy's close now.
The foe has entered the firing range.
The soldiers panicked and ran away. The enemy's close now.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
Enemy gun spotted.
We are under gunfire.
The men have scattered and panicked. We've spotted the location of enemy troops. The enemy's close. We've obtained information about the enemy's location. The enemy's close now.
Turn back! Flee!
Start close fight.
The enemy's close.
The foe has entered the firing range.
Enemy gun spotted.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
Run for your lives!
The enemy is not far away.
The foe is approaching our village.
Enemy gun neutralized.
The enemy's close.
We are under attack. Enemy gun destroyed. Enemy is at rifles firing distance. Enemy gun destroyed. The enemy delivered a blow.
The enemy's close now. The enemy is not far away.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The enemy is not far away.
The enemy approaches our village.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The enemy's close. We have no shelter.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
A battery was captured by the enemy.
Artillery is firing on our troops.
The enemy has captured the village. The foe's approaching.
Our gun is neutralized.
Enemy gun spotted.
We are under attack! Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The enemy squad is panic-stricken. The enemy is not far away.
Artillery is firing on our troops.
We've obtained information about the enemy's location.
A battery was captured by the enemy. Approaching the enemy village. One last troop remains guarding the enemy village.
The foe has entered the firing range.
The foe's approaching.
Guard troop strength is fading. We can lose the village.
We've obtained information about the enemy's location. The enemy's close. We've spotted the location of enemy troops.
We are under attack.
The enemy is not far away. The enemy has broken our lines.
The enemy approaches our village.
The village is under enemy control. The foe's approaching.
The enemy delivered a blow.
Hooray! The enemy is retreating. The enemy's close.
Enemy artillery detected.
The enemy delivered a blow.
Our soldiers have run away.
We've obtained information about the enemy's location. The enemy is not far away.
The foe has entered the firing range. The enemy delivered a blow.
Guard troop strength is fading. We can lose the village.
The enemy is not far away.
The foe is approaching our village.
Enemy battery has opened fire.
Enemy troops spotted. We've captured the village. We've spotted the location of enemy troops.
Guard troop strength is fading. We can lose the village. Our squad is approaching the enemy village. Enemy artillery detected.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The enemy's close.
Enemy guns are wiping out our ranks.
Scouts have detected the enemy battery.
The enemy is not far away. The enemy is not far away.
Start close fight.
Our squad is approaching the enemy village.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The enemy's close now.
Enemy artillery detected.
The location of enemy troops. The enemy's close.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The last troop remaining in the enemy village.
The enemy's close.
We are under gunfire. The foe has entered the firing range.
The enemy's close now. The enemy is not far away. We've spotted the location of enemy troops. The enemy's close.
We are under enemy gunfire.
The enemy's close. The squad is panic-stricken. The enemy's close now.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
Enemy gun spotted.
Foes approaching. The enemy has broken our lines.
The last troop remaining in the enemy village.
The foe has entered the firing range.
Enemy troops spotted.
We are under attack.
In a jiffy. Without question.
The foe has entered the firing range. Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The enemy's close.
We're all gonna die here. Retreat!
Now the village belongs to us.
Enemy gun spotted. Battery was captured by the enemy.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The enemy draws near our village.
The enemy's close.
Our squad is drawing near the enemy village.
The foe's approaching.
The foe has entered the firing range.
The enemy squad is panic-stricken. The enemy is not far away.
The enemy approaches our village.
The enemy's close now. We've obtained information about the enemy's location. The enemy has one squad less. The enemy is not far away. The enemy has broken our lines.
The enemy delivered a blow.
The enemy is not far away. On the way. The enemy's close. The enemy's close now.
Run for your lives!
The enemy is not far away. The order will be obeyed. Without question.
Enemy guns are wiping out our ranks!
The enemy's close. We've obtained information about the enemy's location.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
Approaching the enemy village.
The enemy is not far away.
Enemy approaching our town center.
We've spotted the location of enemy troops. Without question.
Enemy gun spotted.
The enemy's close. Squad fell back.
The foe is approaching our village.
firing distance.
We've spotted the location of enemy troops. The enemy's close.
One single detachment is guarding the enemy village. One last troop remains guarding the enemy village.
Your order will be accomplished.
The foe has entered the firing range.
The enemy scatters in terror. Without question.
We are under attack.
The enemy is not far away.
Enemy gun spotted.
The enemy has broken our lines.
The enemy draws near our village. The enemy has been spotted near our village.
We are being rushed by the enemy cavalry. The foe has entered the firing range.
We've obtained information about the enemy's location.
The enemy draws near our village.
Anything. We've obtained information about the enemy's location.
We are under attack.
We've crushed the enemy squad. The enemy's close.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The enemy approaches our village. Our squad is approaching the enemy village.
The enemy has broken our lines.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The enemy is not far away.
The enemy delivered a blow.
The enemy squad is attacked. The enemy is scattered.
Enemy gun destroyed. Enemy gun obliterated. Artillery is firing on our troops. Enemy gun obliterated. Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The enemy is not far away. The foe's approaching.
We are under gunfire.
The enemy is not far away.
The foe has entered the firing range. The enemy delivered a blow.
We've obtained information about the enemy's location. The foe's approaching.
The enemy has been spotted near our village.
Start.
Enemy troops spotted. The enemy's close now. The enemy is not far away.
The enemy approaches our village. Our village is guarded by only one troop.
We are under artillery fire!
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The enemy's close now. The enemy is not far away. The enemy's close. The enemy squad is stricken. The foe's approaching. The The enemy's close now. Enemy troops spotted.
We are under artillery fire!
The enemy's close. We've spotted the location of enemy troops.
We are under attack.
A foe is approaching our village.
The foe has entered the firing range. Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
Approaches our village.
The enemy is scattered.
The foe has entered the firing range.
We've obtained information about the enemy's location.
The enemy draws near our village.
The enemy is not far away. We've obtained information about the enemy's location.
The enemy has been spotted near our village. The enemy approaches our village.
The foe has entered the firing range.
Your order will be accomplished.
The enemy approaches our village.
The enemy's close now. The enemy's close.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
Enemy troops spotted. The enemy's close. Hooray! The enemy is retreating. The enemy is not far away.
The enemy approaches our village.
We are repelling the enemy's cavalry attack.
Approaching the enemy village. Our squad is approaching the enemy village.
Your order will be accomplished. The enemy is not far away.
Approaching the enemy village. Our soldiers have run away.
We've spotted the location of enemy troops. The enemy is not far away.
A foe is approaching our village. Guard troop strength is fading. We can lose the village.
The foe's approaching.
Enemy gun spotted. Scouts have detected the enemy battery. Our squad is approaching the enemy village.
Enemy gun neutralized.
The foe's approaching. We've obtained information about the enemy's location.
Our soldiers have run away.
The village is under enemy control.
The foe has entered the firing range.
The enemy is not far away.
Enemy gun neutralized.
The village is under our control.
The enemy opened fire.
Advancing against the enemy village.
Opened fire!
The men have scattered in panic.
The foe has entered the firing range. Enemy gun neutralized.
The enemy's close.
The enemy delivered a blow.
A last troop remaining in the enemy village.
The enemy is not far away. We've crashed the enemy squad. The enemy's close now. The enemy's close. The enemy is not far away. The enemy's close. On the way.
Approaching the enemy village.
The foe has entered the firing range.
The enemy is not far away.
One last troop remains guarding the enemy village.
The enemy's close.
The foe is approaching our village.
The enemy is not far away.
Our squad is drawing near the enemy village.
We are under enemy gunfire. Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The enemy's close. The enemy is not far away.
Approaching the enemy village.
The enemy scatters in terror. The enemy's close.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance. The foe has entered the firing range. Enemy gun destroyed.
Advancing against the enemy village.
The enemy's close. The foe's approaching.
Our gun is neutralized. Enemy gun destroyed. Our gun is destroyed.
The enemy's close. The enemy squad is panic-stricken.
The foe has entered the firing range.
We've obtained information about the enemy's location.
Enemy gun destroyed.
Run for your lives!
Our squad is approaching the enemy village.
We've spotted the location of enemy troops. The enemy is not far away.
The enemy opened fire.
Advancing against the enemy village.
The enemy is not far away.
Enemy artillery detected.
The enemy is not far away.
Enemy gun neutralized.
Scouts have detected the enemy battery.
We've obtained information about the enemy's location. The squad is panic-stricken. We've spotted the location of enemy troops.
The foe has entered the firing range.
The The enemy has captured the village.
Enemy gun obliterated. Our squad is approaching the enemy village.
We have captured the enemy's gun.
Guard troop strength is fading. We can lose the village. A gun has passed to the foe.
The enemy is not far away. Enemy troops spotted.
Run for your lives!
The enemy is not far away. The enemy is close now. The enemy is not far away.
Our squad is approaching the enemy village.
The enemy is not far away. The enemy's close.
The foe has entered the firing range.
The enemy is not far away. Our squad fell in battle. The enemy is not far away. New dwellings are needed. The enemy squad's defeated. The enemy is not far away. The foe's approaching. Getting there. As you say. The enemy is not far away. Your order will be accomplished.
Enemy artillery detected.
The foe's approaching.
The enemy draws near our village.
The soldiers panicked and ran away.
Enemy gun destroyed.
The enemy is not far away.
We are being rushed by the enemy cavalry.
The enemy's close.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance. The foe has entered the firing range.
The foe's approaching. The soldiers panicked and ran away. The enemy is not far away. The enemy's close now.
Guard troop strength is fading. We can lose the village.
Start close fight.
We can lose the village. Only one guard troop is remaining. Guard troop strength is fading. We can lose the village. Enemy artillery detected.
We've obtained information about the enemy's location.
Artillery is firing on our troops. Enemy gun obliterated.
The foe's approaching. The enemy is not far away.
The enemy delivered a blow.
The enemy is not far away.
The enemy approaches our village. Our squad is drawing near the enemy village.
We're all gonna die here! Retreat!
The enemy is not far away. The enemy's close.
Our gun is neutralized. Start close fight.
We have no shelter.
The foe has entered the firing range.
The enemy draws near our village.
We've spotted the location of enemy troops.
The foe has entered the firing range. Enemy gun destroyed.
The enemy has lost his squad. We've obtained information about the enemy's location. The enemy's close now.
We are under attack.
We can lose the village. Only one guard troop is remaining.
The enemy squad is panic-stricken.
Enemy gun destroyed. The enemy delivered a blow.
The enemy draws near our village.
Enemy gun neutralized. Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The enemy's close now. We've obtained information about the enemy's location.
The enemy draws near our village.
Enemy troops spotted. We have cornered them. The enemy is not far away.
Enemy gun obliterated.
We've captured the village. We've obtained information about the enemy's location.
The enemy has been spotted near our village.
The enemy is not far away.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The enemy's close now. The order will be obeyed. The enemy is not far away. The enemy has captured the village.
Enemy artillery detected.
We are under gunfire.
The enemy's close.
The enemy draws near our village. Enemy artillery detected.
The enemy's close.
Our gun is neutralized.
The foe's approaching. They've crushed the enemy squad. The foe's approaching.
We are under attack.
The foe's approaching.
We're all gonna die here! Retreat! Guard troop strength is fading. We can lose the village.
We are under enemy gunfire.
The enemy squad is panic-stricken.
Enemy is at rifles firing distance. Artillery is firing on our troops.
The enemy has been spotted near our village.
We have cornered them. The enemy's close now.
The enemy draws near our village.
The enemy's close.
Run for your lives! Approaching the enemy village.
The enemy is not far away. You dwell Slings are needed. Enemy troops spotted.
The foe has entered the firing range. Start close fight.
A gun has passed to the foe.
We have lost our gun crew. The enemy opened fire.
The enemy is not far away.
Artillery is firing on our troops.
Turn back! Flee!
Far away.
Squad is approaching the enemy village.
The enemy is not far away.
The foe has entered the firing range.
The enemy is close now. The enemy is not far away. Hooray! The enemy is retreating.
The enemy opened fire.
A last troop remaining in the enemy village. One last troop remains guarding the enemy village.
The enemy is not far away.
We are under attack.
We've captured the village.
Enemy gun obliterated.
The enemy's close.
The enemy approaches our village.
The enemy has broken our lines.
Start close fight. The foe has entered the firing range.
The enemy is not far away. The enemy is not far away.
The enemy has been spotted near our village.
The foe has entered the firing range.
Our squads have captured the village.
We are under enemy artillery fire.
The enemy squad flees in panic.
The foe is approaching our village.
The foe has entered the firing range. Start close fight. The foe has entered the firing range. Enemy is at rifles firing distance.
The foe's approaching.
We are under attack.
Scouts have detected the enemy battery.
The enemy is not far away.
Enemy battery has opened fire.
Run for your lives! Enemy gun spotted.
The enemy squad flees and panic.
We are under enemy cavalry attack.
The enemy scatters in terror. The enemy's close now.
The foe has entered the firing range.
The enemy is scattered.
Artillery is firing on our troops.
Hooray! The enemy is retreating.
Enemy gun obliterated.
The enemy squad flees in panic. Foes approaching. The enemy squad's defeated.
The enemy approaches our village. Enemy gun spotted.
The enemy delivered a blow.
Our squad fell in battle. The foe's approaching.
We are under gunfire.
Approaching the enemy village.
Our gun is neutralized.
Our squad is drawing near the enemy village.
We've obtained information about the enemy's location.
The enemy draws near our village.
The enemy is not far away. The enemy's close now. The enemy has broken our lines.
The foe has entered the firing range.
The foe's approaching.
The enemy delivered a blow.
We've captured the village. The enemy's close.
Enemy artillery detected.
The men have scattered in panic.
Our squad is approaching the enemy village. Advancing against the enemy village.
The enemy opened fire.
The foe is approaching our village.
We've obtained information about the enemy's location. The foe's approaching.
The enemy has been spotted near our village.
Now the village belongs to us.
Our soldiers have run away.
Enemy battery has opened fire.
The soldiers panicked and ran away. Our squads have captured the village.
We are under artillery fire!
Now the village belongs to us. We've seized victory.